It's the 2017 Jaguar F-Type SVR. And of course, SVR, well, that just means this is the fast one. This is from the crazy folks over at Jaguar's SVO Special Vehicle Operations Team. They have given this thing more horsepower, less weight, and of course, an outrageous exhaust system. So let's take a look and see what's up. Well, for the SVR, you do get a little bit of a different front. You have those massive side air intakes. Let a lot of air into the car. In fact, much of the power additions have to do with the amount of air this engine is able to breathe, now with the larger vents up front. And as you can see, this does have the optional carbon ceramic brake package, which comes with these magnificent 20-inch wheels with aluminum machined faces and dark painted pockets. This also has the carbon fiber package, which brings these really swanky vents up top, and of course some nice carbon fiber pieces down low. And there's that beautiful SVR badge as well. Lovely stuff. And of course, detailing, like any F-Type, you're going to have stuff like the HID projector script here and the Jaguar logo and just little stuff like that all over the car. That's really nice to look at. And of course, the profile of the F-Type still remains, and boy does it ever look sexy with this thing. There's no complaints with the exterior, the way this thing looks. You do get a little bit of a different side vent there, right behind the front wheels with the SVR. And of course, you do get a really huge carbon fiber active rear wing back here. And a little different spoiler down low. Those quad exhaust tips also say SVR. And look, it's even turning blue when the thing raises up. And believe it or not, you actually get a little bit of a decent cargo storage back here. It's enough for a set of golf clubs or maybe a weekend's worth of luggage. A little bit of storage down low here. Probably enough for a couple of hand towels or maybe a can of Fix-A-Flat or something. We push the button there and the whole thing raises down. Just beautiful. Very cool. And of course, all the good stuff with the F-Type, like those tail lights, all remain. Tires in the back are wider than the regular F-Type are. These are 305 series. And of course, up front, they're bigger too. I think these are 265s. So, I mean, a lot of really cool stuff. To get into the car, like any F-Type, simply push the button and pull. The mirrors also deploy. And boom, you're greeted with this massively red interior with some really swanky looking racing seats, quilted leather, looking very lovely. Lots of really nice detailing inside the car. You do have some Alcantara-like suede material here on the steering wheel. The rest of it's leather. Look at those door panels. And of course, this one has the optional, or the standard, glass roof. You can get a carbon fiber roof if you want. To cover it up, there's a manual pull back there that simply blocks the sun. This has the optional red piping on the floor mats as well. So let's hop inside. Greeted with this nice gauge cluster. Take a look. No vents. Until beautiful. And boy, that sound, it just doesn't get old. It's so awesome. You do have a nice little TFT display here that is controllable via the buttons here on the center controls, on the steering wheel, menu functions, and all that sort of stuff. And there's more controls here on the infotainment system. Let's see if I can get the glare to go away. That doesn't really work. So you've got home, which is at now, satellite radio, devices, navigation, climate control, and over here, cameras, ambient lighting, stealth mode, which turns the screen off, and dynamic. Dynamic allows you to customize the driving pleasure of the car. So, you pull the little happy switch back into dynamic mode, that lights up, and it also allows you to customize how the car drives. So you can turn, basically, like if I wanted the steering to normal mode, I could turn that there, and the rest of the car is still in dynamic. So, very cool setup there. I've also got things like a stopwatch, a G meter, and pedal inputs. So, pretty cool. Nice little infotainment page here. Works really good. Down below, dual zone climate control. Super easy to figure out. Do have heated seats as well. I love the way these switches are integrated here. It does have the carbon fiber package. And of course, more switches here. Traction control, automatic stop-start for the engine. This is the fun switch for the exhaust, and the rear wing activator there. It does deploy normally by itself once you get over a certain speed. Here are cup holders, nice and generous, and of course, just a little bit of storage space in here. Now, one weird thing, you see two USB ports. One, it's actually kind of confusing. One works to charge, the other works for infotainment, like plugging in your iPod or whatever. But it's just, I think one is for CarPlay. It's kind of an odd system, and I've got to really spend the time to figure out how to work it. I plan to figure that out before I let this thing go, but it's not the most easy system to figure out. Also, you have volume here for the radio, and of course the shifter. You have a trigger up top, pull that down, and now it's a drive. If I wanted to go to sport mode, there it is, and then that gives me the chance to go fore and aft for manual mode. And I also have nice anodized shifters here for all that fun stuff. Going to reverse, pull the trigger and push forward. There's reverse, and for park, simply push P. Nice and simple. This release is here, pretty cool. I like that a lot. It's kind of fun. Most Jaguars do that now. And then there's all your seat controls and everything like that. Just a very nice place to spend time. So let's take this thing for a drive and see what it's all about. Alright, so here we are inside the 2017 Jaguar F-Type SVR. And you know, I gotta say, this thing is every inch a supercar. Immaculate power, immaculate delivery of that power, and that sound. Oh, that sound. I mean, wow, that sound. It never ever gets old. Completely enthralled with that noise. I love it. Oh, I love that noise. So, experiencing the driving style of this car and just the outrageousness that is the SVR. It's hard to describe. It really is. I would definitely call it direct. I would call it focused, and I would call it very, very much enjoyable. It is a very polished car. It seems very well designed and well thought out. Now, of course, this is based on the Jaguar F-Type R. You know, it's got the supercharged V8 and all that sort of good stuff. But the SVO team at Jaguar really did, they did their homework and lightened the car a bit, gave it a full true dual exhaust system that is made out of bits of titanium and other awesome materials and stuff like that, and lighter wheels, fatter tires, carbon fiber bits, and all this other cool sort of stuff that really add to the car. Well, take away less weight, of course, but I mean, it takes the F-Type R from a fantastic grand touring car to an outrageous sports car. All these little focuses and changes really do add up to quite a bit of a difference. So behind the wheel, you've got some very, very direct steering that changes with drive modes. So if you're in normal or, God forbid, slippery mode, if it's raining or something like that, the steering is very, it's still linear, but it gives you a little bit of leeway, and it's not quite so heavy. But in dynamic mode, it's very properly weighted. It's not overly heavy, but it feels really good in your hand, and every little twitch of the wheel makes the front tires do something, and it feeds back very well at the same time. So that is very positive. Throttle response, likewise, in dynamic mode is instantaneous, and it's still progressive. So, of course, you still get that nice feel of the engine and everything like that. As soon as your little toe just clicks that throttle, something happens. Brakes, of course, it's got those huge carbon ceramic binders, and it just, those brakes are very solid. There's no complaints with the brakes. Of course, body roll, there is none. Solidly into a corner, and it feels great. There's no complaints there. Visibility actually is not bad. The mirrors give me some pretty good views of my blind spots. Even though that window looks sort of small back there, the rearview mirror up here does a really good job of filling the whole thing up. So I don't have any complaints driving it. You know, it's not a hard car to maneuver quickly. Now, of course, there are some little nitpicky things like these sun visors here are laughable in size. I mean, they are probably about 2 inches thick. I mean, they're almost useless. The seats, while they do look really good, they do start getting hot. I wish this car had cooled seats. It's got heated seats, but not cooled. And of course, the leather's not perforated, so, you know, it is what it is. But $150,000 as this model sits. But hey, you do have to pay for greatness. So, guys, thanks. Take it easy and have a great week.